What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today we're making a video on how to install these cables. My cables were stretched, so it started to feel like a rubber band when I was shifting. It no longer felt like clicks. So started looking around, seeing what the issue can be. Turns out this was popped out like that, which is an indication of the cables are stretched. This is supposed to be inside. It's supposed to be like this. A lot of people are saying that this could be the culprit. This doesn't have enough play. See, this kind of gets stuck just like that. This gets stuck. You're still shifting, and sooner or later it ends up stretching the cables, as the cables are old, and the combination of that probably ends up stretching it out, which I'm not 100% sure, but it's a theory. So I see a bunch of videos online on how to install these, but none of them actually give you actual tips on, what to expect, or how to put everything back together, or how everything should look. They're just videos of, I bought cables, they're on now, it's a gift from heaven, they made these cables, the transmission feels so much better now, and that's it. So I'm going to show you how it should look and what to expect, and basically it should save you time, because this took me longer than expected, because I was installing things and then taking them off, and yeah, I had to figure it out the hard way. So we'll start with the inside first. You are going to have to take the center console out. It's not too difficult. There are other videos online with the center console out. So I'll give you guys a few pointers on it in case you guys have never done it. So this piece here is a piece that goes underneath here. If you ever hooked up your OBD2 scanner, you'll know how to take that off. It's not too difficult. Same thing for this piece here. This piece, you just end up holding it down. Try to be careful. You don't want to break anything. These interiors are actually getting harder to come by. Just pull down on it, as gently as you can, and it should come out. Next would be this piece here. You'll have the shifter boot here, like that. You have to undo your shift knob. You'll take off the shift knob. There's a bolt. I'm not sure what size. After you take your shift knob off, you can just stick your fingernails in this, pop that off. Then this, you can simply just wiggle off. It's essentially just a couple of push pins. You don't want to break anything, so just try to be as gentle as you can. Afterwards, you'll have the actual center console here still. You'll have to undo these bolts here. Then you pop open the armrest area, and then you'll have two underneath there. You'll have two inside of there. Afterwards, you'll have enough wiggle room to actually move it back and forth. You have to pull it down and then unhook two plastic pieces that go in there. After you do that, you can actually lift it from behind. Once you lift it from behind, you're gonna have to go from behind, underneath, and then pull this up. You take that out, and that's the AC outlet that's there. And then, yeah, it's a cigarette lighter outlet. I'm not sure if that's the right name, but yeah, you disconnect that. Then you'll be able to get this out of the way and then slide the center console off. This will be the only thing holding your center console in the end. After that, make sure when you're pulling the center console off, you don't accidentally pull this plug out. I'm assuming this is for the e-brake sensor. It's gonna throw the light if you don't have it hooked up, like you have the e-brake on the whole time. So that's the center console. Afterwards, you're gonna want to undo these and then take off the actual shifter. When you take the shifter off, the other piece, you'll have something like this, and then you have to turn it. You have to turn it like it's, you can't just pull it out. You actually have to turn it out, like grab a vice grip and turn it. And same thing with this one on this side. You're gonna have to grab a vice grip or a plier and then turn it, and it'll unhook from up here. And then you'll have these clips. The OEM stuff is basically almost the same. You'll have these clips, undo them, and then that's one right there, and then one down here, and then this should come off completely. So this is what the OEM stuff looks like. You see how it's flat there, and then it turns, so you have to turn it like this, and then you can slide it out. Same thing with this one. You're gonna have to turn it and then just slide it out. And then this just has the retaining clip here. You just open it up, pop that out. Next, unfortunately, everyone's saying you can work around the cat. You don't have to remove the cat, but I'm sorry to say you do have to remove the cat, and you have to remove this heat shield. There's just no way around it. If you see here, excuse my fingers, you have this bolt here. There's another one of these bolts on over here. So you have two. There's one here and there's one there. And then there's just a rubber grommet that comes out. Let's see if I can show you guys from here. It's in there. You can't see it. Afterwards, you have to remove the heat shield. You take those bolts off. Those two bolts right there. And those bolts right there. Take off the heat shield. It just makes life easier. Pulling the cat down, taking off the heat shield, is just, there's no way around that. That's what it's gonna look like afterwards. The unfortunate news is, if you can't take off those bolts there, or the bolts that go here for the cat, you're basically screwed, because you're not gonna get to the cables. Unfortunately, one of my bolts snapped. It's still stuck in there, as you can see it on the left. The one on the right has a hole. The one on the left, the bolt's in there. Luckily, there's still a little piece that sticks out the other end. I'm gonna try to get that with the vice grip. Next would be these clamps. These what would you call these hangers here for the cables. You have one there, and then you have one here. So you have the clamps for the cable. This is how it looks like after it's installed. Nobody really shows you what it's supposed to look like afterwards. They're just, okay, let's go for a drive. This is what it's supposed to look like, so this is what you have to look forward to. So if you need any type of reference, this is the reference here. The best way to remember is this goes parallel to the wall. So you want to have this running up the wall like that. You can install this like the opposite way, and then your heat shield's not going to bolt up. I know, because that's what I did. It's pretty difficult to install this. It's not easy. It takes time. So if you're in a rush, you're just gonna frustrate yourself. Just take your time. My best piece of advice: I had to drop the cat, and that, you know, wasn't that fun. So you want to undo those two bolts there, and then you can pop off. You can bring the cables down afterwards. You have to undo this clamp. You have to undo this, and then this has held with a 10mm up there for the cables. I'll do it there. That's the bottom. And the top afterwards, it's a push pin. These pins here, you pull on those pins. Or they're called clips. I think they're called U-clips. After you can work with this being here and just pulling this out. You can do it that way, but it's very hard to do it. Like to get a screwdriver in here and pull it out, it's very hard. So what I did was I just unbolted here and unbolted there. And there's two on this side. There's the other one's underneath here. There's 1, 2, and there's 2 there. Just take it out. Leave them together. Then you can just simply, after everything's unhooked, you want to pull the cables this way. They're gonna get stuck, you know, in between a bunch of stuff in there. Just keep pulling this way. That's the only way to take them out, really. After you take them out, just lay them down here and then start popping these off. Start popping these off from that piece. You're gonna reuse that other piece. This simply, you're gonna have to put a screwdriver in here with the hammer and then twist the screwdriver, and then it'll lift it a little bit and you'll be able to take it off. Let's see. One of the clamps is gonna be here and the other clamp is gonna be right here. Right here. You're gonna have to reuse those clamps, you know, to hang the cables. You can, I'm not sure if it's gonna affect drivability or reliability on the cables themselves. You probably can run it without those clamps, because those things are very difficult to put on. It was one of the more intricate things that I struggled with. My best advice when you're putting that back is to grab one of these, and then what I did was, because this one's gonna be hard to close, because these cables, I think they're a little thicker, it's gonna be hard to close. So I ended up putting the needle nose vice grip. You can see. Sorry, it's just hard to do it with one hand. So you get the point. I stuck it in there and then I did this, and I held it on just with the little lip that's on there. I ended up closing it. I closed it and then I clipped it like this, and I got myself a bigger bolt. You see the bolt sticking out right there. So I got a bigger 10mm because it's just easier that way, and I ended up closing it. This one kind of made me struggle a bit, but I want the OEM, you know, OEM placement and all the stuff back. I ended up taking this off where the O2 sensor is, this hook here. I took that hook off just to make it easier, and then I placed it on later. So I'm showing you right now how it should look, because there are no references on YouTube. Same thing with this one. That's how it should look. Now this rubber grommet piece, this little nipple here, you can just simply pull with your finger. Like just pinch it, pull it through until it actually comes out of there. It's very simple, but this is a K-Tuned one, so it's a bit different. But you're gonna reuse this metal piece. This metal piece is OEM, comes with the car, and they just give you that. And then you simply, there's 2 of those. You just pull them, and then they pop out. For the cat, just to make it hang, I unhooked it. I unhooked this sensor. The sensor is up there. It's right there. it's a bit blurry. Let's see if I can get it for you. It's that one right there. That one, you just basically, with this, you just this is what it looks like, and this is how you open it. You just press it there, it lifts up, and then pull down. Even this, I mean, even just knowing this just saves you time, because nobody really tells you that. So get the cat out of the way. There's no other choice. Sorry if I get you dizzy with the freaking camera. Okay. So after you set this up outside of the car and you have the cables ready, you want to bring the cables in from on top. So you bring it from on top and you slide them down that way. You slide them down that way. Afterwards, you're gonna want to push it in. That's them right there. So that's from the top of the car. So you're gonna want to push them through first. Then you're gonna want to hook this thing up first. Don't tighten the part from underneath where the bushing is, where the rubber grommet is. Don't tighten that yet, because you're gonna have to pull on these or push them. These are very stiff, so it's gonna be hard to actually bend them or get any type of play with them. So you're gonna have to move them back and forth until you get the right length. After you get the right length and you hook everything up, while you hook these two up, you don't have to hook up these just yet. Hook these two up and then get the right length, and then you can cap it underneath. You can still push it through in and out slightly, not a lot, but yeah, you want to get the length first. Next, this is how it's supposed to be as far as for the K-Tuned one. I'm not sure. The hybrid one I know has two of these. So you just stick it in, turn it, and that's it. The K-Tuner doesn't come with instructions. It gives you just 3 of these, which 2 of them are underneath in the hood, which I just showed you. They're 2 brand new pieces. And then this one, this is one of the OEM ones. I bent my third one that the Acuity or the K-Tuner one comes with, so I just reused the OEM. But the third one actually goes here. If you don't put this, because I've actually put everything together and then I didn't put this, I wasn't able to go to reverse. So reverse and something else was missing. So you have to put the cable in, and you're gonna see it has a slit on there. That's how it's supposed to look. There's a little slit. You bring the slit up above, and then you clip this in, and then it won't let it go back down. It'll make more sense once you see it. But let me show you how everything is supposed to work after everything's hooked up. After everything's hooked up right, you got first, second, third, fourth, fifth locks you out, and 6 does too. So you can't go into those, but you can't go into reverse. That's reverse. 5th and 6th gets locked out. If you know 8 Gen SIs, you can't go into gear unless you're moving into those gears, unless you're moving. So that's basically it. This is what it's supposed to look like. This is the main thing I want to show you guys, is just how it looks, because nobody online really is showing you, and you have nothing to go by. And so I'm just showing you how it looks afterwards, how to take off your interior. After you take the center console off too, like that was a good time to clean all this shit. Looks like the last owner had a dog, or the first owner. Found some Arco receipts in here, which I couldn't believe. You're pumping cheap ass gas. From 2009, I found receipts from Arco. First owner apparently was in Laguna Hills or Laguna Niguel, one of the two. Don't even remember. I just threw them out. They look old as shit. Yeah, so it's gonna take you time. It's not something that's gonna happen fast. So just be patient with it. And yeah, this is the most time-consuming thing I've done to this car so far. It took me over 8 hours to figure all this shit out and to remove things and then put them back on, because I was constantly taking stuff off and putting it back on. And I have that cut because it's a K24 now, so it doesn't line up with the hanger. So I'm probably going to take it to a welding shop so they can make me another hanger, because I think that that's probably why this bolt broke, because it's holding the weight on that, and then that's just holding the weight of the cat, which is probably why it snapped, which is unfortunate, because now I got to take the head off and take off that stupid bolt, and it's just prolonging the process. But that's a really good tip right there. And then everything else I was telling you guys. So it's a bit long, the video's a bit long, I apologize for that, but I mean, this is basically what you have to do and how everything looks, so you guys have reference now, and for future reference. Let's see if I can get a good shot of this right here. So it's a K24a now, and it's the RBB3 head. So it's a 3-lobe. It revs to 8K. Put the k20z3 50-degree VTC Type S oil pump, and it's on Honda. So yeah, you can rev it to 8K now. I mean, you don't make power after 78, but you can still go that little extra. You know, when you go into the next gear, you're already in VTEC a little higher, so it does make a difference. Well, you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Try to help you guys as much as possible. There's no instructions, so yep, just trying to make a video for you guys, save you guys some time. If it does save you time, like, subscribe, you know, comment, and yeah, y'all take care. Peace.